Joining us now from Mongers Provisions, the co-owner of this location, both in Berkeley and in Midtown Detroit, is Will Werner. Will, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.
Appreciate having you on. So first off, tell us about Mongers Provisions. What services do you provide? Where you're located, of course, in Berkeley and in Midtown.
So we're a specialty food store, kind of gourmet products from all over the United States and the world. And we've got two locations, one on Cass Avenue in Detroit, Midtown, right by Wayne State, and another one that we just opened up in November in downtown Berkeley on 12 Mile between Griffith and Gardner, just kind of near Berkeley Common and Catching Fireflies and Peninsula's Yellow Door Art Market, right in between them.
And so, well, you sell a variety of different products at Mongers Provisions at both your locations. Of course, as you said, on 12 Mile in Berkeley and on Cass Avenue by Wayne State in Midtown Detroit. Tell us about some of those products that you serve and that you provide to your customers in both of these locations, and some of the interesting combinations that you put together as well.
Yeah, we do a variety of different offerings. From coming into us because you want to find something unique, a cheese that you've never heard of, or maybe something that you had while traveling. We carry maybe 70 to 80 different types of cheese at any given time, with some that are always a permanent fixture of the shop, our best sellers, and then we rotate through different categories to try and introduce people to new things. And then we have quite a nice variety of cured meats, as well as bean to bar chocolate, kind of this relatively newer sector of the chocolate market. And we generally have around 120 to 150 different chocolate bars from all over the world. And then all sorts of other things to go along with that, such as wine and beer in both location, with a definite focus on smaller producers that are kind of doing interesting work. Artisan pasta, various jams and sauces, olive oils, vinegars, etc. And then in addition to that, we do, people frequently call us up and ask us to make a cheese board for an event they're having. It could be a couple who wants to get a bottle of wine and share a cheese board as dinner with just the two of them, and they get one of our smaller options, and instead of going out to a restaurant, they stay at home and just kind of snack on that for a while. Or this weekend we've got a lot of people getting cheese boards for the big game, and larger events is up to weddings, 300 people.
We're joined by Will Werner, co-owner of Mongers Provisions, located in both Midtown Detroit on Cass Avenue, as well as in Berkeley on 12 Mile. Both of those locations open Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, noon to 6 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday, 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. They're currently closed on Monday. Masks are required for all guests at both locations. And so, Will, why the decision to primarily focus on cheese and chocolate and cured meats? That's kind of an odd triad of different provisions to be focusing on. But why those three of all different things you can choose to be selling at a shop such as yours?
Well, my business partner, Zach Berg, he's worked in specialty food for a number of years. And so his emphasis was on cheese. And then around the time we, formulated the business, I got really into chocolate, specifically this type of kind of bean to bar chocolate. And I just found it to be fascinating in terms of where it's growing and how it's made and the different flavors that you can get depending on how the chocolate is handled, the cacao beans are handled, and the genetics of the trees and the geography of where the beans are coming from. And we like this idea of creating a retail business around food, but where we get to talk a lot about kind of using food as a medium to travel. And there's a lot of the cheeses and cured meats are made in the, extreme northern and southern latitudes. And so one thing that was interesting just from the travel perspective is chocolate got us talking about the center belt of the world in the tropics in a way that wasn't available because, dairy and cheese production isn't as big in Indonesia and, Central America, and equatorial Africa. So we found that kind of connection and that fill-in of the niche there to be pretty fascinating. And it also, it gave us some diversity in terms of how the shopping traffic flows and, holidays such as Valentine's Day. We do a really good business in chocolate, and chocolate does really well in December, but so does cheese. And then other times of the year in the summer, the cheese and other products do a lot better than the chocolate. So it helped kind of balance out some of the cyclical nature of being in specialty retail.
We're joined by Will Werner, co-owner of Mongers Provisions, located in Midtown Detroit and now also in Berkeley on 12 Mile Road between Griffith and Gardner. Free parking in the back of the building there at their location in Berkeley. And so, Will, I did want to ask, the Berkeley location's a new location. Of course, you've been in Midtown Detroit, but now you're also in Berkeley. Why the decision to open a new location, and then why Berkeley for that location?
We started initially in Ferndale, off of Woodward Heights in Ferndale, and that was our first kind of semi-permanent pop-up location. And so we had established a good customer base. We made a lot of friends up here, and then we got the opportunity to open the store in Midtown, and we jumped on it. We liked the location there, so we opened that up. When we initially opened in Ferndale, I think our thought was we would open a bigger store somewhere up here. And then when the Midtown opportunity presented itself, we went ahead with that first and then decided to do a larger suburban location a little farther down the line. And then COVID happened, and we have been looking, we've been looking for spots in the suburbs for the last 2.5 years. And eventually we found this building at 3127 12 Mile, and when we walked it, we really liked it. It's, it was a good layout. It was the right size. We loved the parking, the ease of parking in the back, classic original tin ceilings from the 40s. And we really were into the, both the aesthetics and the amenities as well as the location.
Joined by
and the surrounding businesses are very strong, established retail businesses, and that's that counts for a lot. Having traffic, walking traffic or driving traffic that's focused on retail and they're not just hitting one store is a really great advantage to have.
We're joined by Will Werner, co-owner of Mongers Provisions, located in Berkeley here in Oakland County, as well as in Midtown Detroit on Cass Avenue over there by Wayne State University. More information on the website, mongersprovisions.com. That is mongersprovisions.com. And of course, Will, you had mentioned we have the big game coming up this weekend, the Super Bowl, and then we also have Valentine's Day coming up on Monday of next week. Both nights that are really big for cheese and chocolate in particular, but between the two of them, the common denominator there would be chocolate. You have a background in chocolate, so for different occasions or just in general, what should people be looking for when they're trying to broaden their horizons, particularly with chocolate?
We really like to help do just that, broaden horizons and kind of introduce new things to people. So we always say, if you've never tried a single origin chocolate, meaning a chocolate where all the beans are from, one location and the chocolate's being made to kind of highlight the uniqueness of those beans, that's definitely something we like to do. We do a lot of tasting in the store and have most of our products available to taste, whether it's cheese or chocolate. And especially prior to COVID, we did, it was very ingrained in all of the employees and all of our team members that, getting people introduced to new foods is a really crucial part of our job. And so we often will take a chocolate from, Madagascar and say, try this, and just a plain dark chocolate, 75%, and give somebody something that's maybe roasted a little darker and the beans are from another location like, Ghana or Cote d'Ivoire, and have them try both and compare the two. And, it's night and day. And people will sometimes say, oh, I'm not going to be able to tell the difference, and they taste it, and it's really easy to tell the difference.
Yeah, it really is a worldwide experience when you are tasting these different provisions from different parts of the world and that are prepared in a variety of different ways. We're joined by Will Werner, co-owner of Mongers Provisions, located in 2 locations, in Berkeley as well as in Midtown Detroit. Learn more information by visiting their website at mongersprovisions.com. Will, just another couple minutes with you before we'll say goodbye. As people are preparing for the big game this weekend, for a get-together with friends and family, and maybe they're preparing a charcuterie board with perfect cheese or just a different combination of cheeses for the games. Any tips on preparing those spreads or preparing those charcuterie boards for this weekend's events?
Variety is the spice of life. So when we're doing boards that we're making in the store, one thing that we always do is try to have at least a couple different textures and as well as colors represented in the cheeses. You see orange cheese and white cheese, spicy meats and salamis, and then things that are what we call whole muscle charcuterie, like prosciutto or speck, where you've got something that hasn't been mixed and ground but is cured in its whole form. But also different milk types. We really like to, when possible, have something from cow's milk, sheep's milk, and goat's milk, because they all have their unique characteristics. So you want the board to be visually appealing, you want it to be colorful, and definitely have different flavors. And so milk types, texture, are using a brie as well as a 2-year-old cheddar. You're going to have a great contrast of textures there. Something richer and something a little more austere. That contrast really makes for a wonderful board. And it also means that you'll have something for everybody. When your guests come over, you'll be able to find something on that board usually that is going to make them really happy.
More information on mongersprovisions.com and how you can get in contact with them as well if you'd like to order some cheese or some chocolate or a spread or a collection, one of their Valentine's Day collections as well for the upcoming holiday that's priced at $110. You can learn more information on the website, mongersprovisions.com. Will, thank you very much for being with us today.
And one last note, we will be open. We're normally closed Mondays, but we will be open on Monday for Valentine's Day shopping.
Okay, those last-minute people going out for those Valentine's Day gifts on Monday, get those chocolates on Monday. Go to Mongers Provisions, learn more information about their locations in Berkeley and in Midtown as you're running around on Monday, or as you're getting ready for Monday as well by visiting mongersprovisions.com.